Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Alicia George. In our top stories, national budget estimated well over $489 million. Find out what Dominicans are expecting. In the region, Antigua and Barbuda signs US $120 million luxury hotel joint venture. And internationally, France bus crash kills children near Troyes. In sports, Dominicans urged to keep voting for Kwame Bell. Details of these will follow. Welcome back. On Wednesday, July 23rd, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, will present the 2014-2015 national budget, where the estimates of expenditure for the financial year ending June 30th, 2015 will be approved. An estimated $489,970,480 is expected to go towards various sectors and programs for the given year. This year's budget amounts to hundreds of thousands of dollars more than last year's $474.7 million budget, which did not include an increase in tax. SAT TV took to the streets on Tuesday for the public's opinion on what they feel should be included in the 2014-2015 national budget. The budget is scheduled to take place on Wednesday during the 5th session of the 8th Parliament at the House of Assembly. Musician Roland Delsol Jr. says his main interest is culture and the cultural industry.
I've heard a lot spoken about agriculture and finance and tourism, but I have not heard much about the cultural industries and what is in it for us in terms of how big a piece of the pie we're going to get, if we're going to get any at all.
Chester Daddy Chess later also shared his passion for culture, but did not forget to mention his love for music and sports, which he hopes will be addressed during the budget presentation.
I have a passion for music, culture and sports. I want to see some increased revenue in those areas. Of course, I participate in those areas, but I think if you look at the other countries, they spend a lot of money and time on music, entertainment, culture, sports, and I think we need to put more attention in that area.
Music and entertainment, of course, is big among the Dominican public and was one of the main expectations for budget allocation. Pharmacist and Calypsonian Peter Prosper says he would like to see a sum allocated to local entertainers and artists.
Put something aside for us so we can, that will be readily available so we can take our chances when we want to do a show, when we want to promote an album, when we want to do an event. That's what I want to see.
Prosper added that housing for young people should also form part of the budget presentation. Individuals such as Victor Comforter Beek is just praying for the best.
I'm praying for the best, I would say. And I hope that things get better with the budget, and I hope that they don't impose more taxes on us.
Over 20 young men on Tuesday, July 22nd, successfully completed a 1-week From Offending to Achieving FOTA workshop hosted at the Social Center. The workshop was held in an effort to get the young men to stay on the right path for the rest of their lives, as they have been given a second chance. Speaking during the certificate ceremony, Magistrate Gloria Augustus advised the young offenders to ensure they make a positive change in their lives, as how they live now will affect their future.
As to how you live your life, as to how you grow from this young person that you are into an adult, what you do will depend very much on you, but we can also help you in that change. Now, the expectations we have as your family, community, school, from a young age to adulthood. As you know, in the courts, you are treated differently because we recognize that you're going through a phase in life where sometimes things might go wrong, people may fail you, you may make mistakes. A lot of things might be the reason why you came to the court. But as they say, a man can learn from his mistakes. Only a fool will continue to make the mistake or persist in the error. One is supposed to learn from the mistakes, and that is also part of growing up.
Magistrate Augustus also noted that the young men must be mindful of their attitudes, as it has a great part to play in the positive change they strive for. She added, their future greatly depends on them and what path they want to travel. She advised the young men to view the certificate ceremony as a new beginning of a chance for the better, and not one from juvenile court to the magistrate's court.
The change we refer to in the program is positive change. A change that is not going to bring your mother, your father, your family in the court to attend with you. Not a change that will have them pay money for your mistakes. Not a change that will not cause you to be put out of school or leave school. It is a change that will cause your family to feel proud, to smile. It is a change where you will be loved by the community, a change where you will contribute positively to Dominica's development, a change where your family will have you being a role model at home and not one for the worse in the prison.
She added they must use their good minds for positive change. The workshop, which was held under the theme "We Can Make a Change," saw the young men engaged in the negative aspects of a life of crime by a police officer, experiences of a prison inmate, and expectations of a probationer. Denison Dice Joseph enlightened the young men on being a role model, while Magistrate Gloria Augustus pointed out the rules of the court to them, in addition to them learning about peer pressure. Meanwhile, some of the young men will also benefit from a music workshop from music producer and former WCK band member Cornell Fingers Phillip, who said music must be viewed as a business and a vocalist must have an understanding of engineering and all other aspects of music.
You cannot do one without the other. All of them intertwined. You can have the best singing voice, but if it's not recorded properly, it's going to sound like crap. So you have to go into the engineering. You should be, especially if you're doing it on your laptop, with your headphones at your house and stuff like that, you need to know about the frequencies. You need to know where the frequencies lie for the vocals, for the bass, for the drum machine, which different parts and stuff like that. You know, so I would urge you to look at it as a full course.
At the end of the workshop, they were treated to a field trip at the Cabrit Portsmouth. In related news, the 20 young men who participated in the 1 week from offending to achieving photo workshop on Tuesday were presented with shoes compliments the United States-based charitable organization Samaritan's Feet. Samaritan's Feet, located in North Carolina for several years, have donated shoes to needy children around the world. President of Caribbean Baptist Fellowship Youth Department, Charlene Cartwright Robinson, who is also the opposition leader in the Turks and Caicos Islands, advised the young men to make valuable use of the donation. She also advised them to involve God in their lives.
I'm telling you, Jesus can turn your life around. Okay? One bad decision can ruin your life. But one good decision made, they can set you on the right path. I don't look like I used to fight it, but I would have fight you and I'd beat you up. Yeah, man. All right? You know, I was heading down that path. A lot of times people focus on the boys, right? But I'm telling you, Jesus can intervene. He can cool your temper, buddy. He can cause you to step back and look at the situation and realize that that result is going to fall on you negatively. So I want you to embrace the Jesus that was offered here to you today. I've been saved since I was 15 years old. I'm 43. And I thank God for it. You know, I could have been many places. I could have been dead because I fought. You know, I could have been in jail. In fact. But I'm serving in my country in one of the highest offices of the land.
Samaritan's Feet partnered with the Deliverance Baptist Church in making the donation possible. A similar donation was made to students of the Goodwill Primary School in December last year. The U.S.-based organization is expected to distribute 5,000 pairs of shoes to communities including the Kalinago Territory, Portsmouth, Maho, Whitaker, Dillis, Granby, Jubic, Roseau, and Trafalgar. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, CDPF, is mourning the loss of 44-year-old Corporal Kerwin Matthew of Benz. According to Police Public Relations Officer Inspector John Carbon, Matthew died suddenly about 7:30 p.m. on Monday, July 21st at the Princess Margaret Hospital. He served in the police force for 24 years and was a committed and dedicated officer in the field of engineering and the Coast Guard base. A post-mortem is expected to be performed soon and details of the funeral will be given at a later date. The CDPF extend condolences to the family of Corporal Matthew. Dominicans are urged to prepare adequately as Tropical Depression Number 2, located in the central tropical Atlantic, is expected to move westward towards the Lesser Antilles. This system is expected to approach the region by Thursday, July 24th, and is expected to result in occasional cloudiness and brief showers during the next 24 hours. Moderate sea conditions are expected during the next 24 hours, with swells peaking near 7 feet, while an increase to peak near 10 feet is expected on Thursday. Remember, we are in the hurricane season. They should not be taken for granted. When we return, more stories. Welcome back. Earl Douglas, 40 years, of Pottersville, is now a patient at the intensive care unit of the Princess Margaret Hospital. In a release by Police Public Relations Officer John Carbon, an eyewitness confirmed that about 1 a.m. on July 19th, Earl was crossing the street from east to west on the Dame Mary Eugenia Charles Boulevard in Roseau when a pickup traveling south struck him to the ground. He was subsequently driven over by a car which was headed north, Both vehicles fled the scene. Earl sustained serious head injuries and was taken to the Accident and Emergency Department of the PMH, where he was treated and admitted. 2 vehicles have now been seized by the police in connection with the accident while the investigations continue. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has advised Senator of the United Workers' Party (UWP) Danny Luque to excuse himself from the Parliament of Dominica, scheduled for Wednesday, July 23rd, following his arrest on Thursday, July 17th for incitement to murder Alec Lawrence. The charge stemmed from statements Luque made at a UWP public meeting in Soufriere on July 3, 2014, which he apologized for on July 8th, stating it was unbecoming and inconsistent with his personal beliefs and character. The Prime Minister said he would find it very strange and totally unacceptable for any member of Parliament to have a criminal charge and sit in Parliament. He said, if you're a public officer and you're arrested and charged by the police, you're sent home until the case is called, and I would want to think that the same would apply, or even a greater level of responsibility would be applied to those of us who sit in Parliament. The Prime Minister went on to say he does not see how Senator Luque would want to sit in Parliament, so his respectful advice to him would be that he should excuse himself from Parliament until the matter is heard by the court. Meanwhile, member of the UWP, Honorable Norris Prevost, does not agree with the Prime Minister.
Members of Parliament are not civil servants and are not subject to the rules of the civil service. They are subject to the law. The law in relation to qualifications for being in Parliament only disqualify you if you are serving a sentence at the time.
He added the Prime Minister did not excuse himself from Parliament during his dual citizenship court matter, and so Danny Luque will be at Parliament, and it is his obligation to do so as a senator. According to Honorable Prevost, there is nothing in the Constitution of Dominica that points out why Danny Luque cannot attend Parliament. Data-driven and independent research company on Friday, July 18th, released results of an independent political survey conducted in the Roseau South constituency over a period of 2 weeks beginning in July. General Manager and Chief Analyst of the company, Delroy Pierre, said the survey moved beyond a mere who is going to win attitude to illuminate the beliefs of that constituency and can give great insight into the voting tendency of individuals for the upcoming elections.
We did a breakdown in terms of party, and then when we look at the results, we can see that 73% of Labour Party voters, people that say that they would vote for the Labour Party in the upcoming election, believe that the country is going in the right direction, as compared to 11% of people who say that they will be voting for the UWP believe that the country is going in the right direction. Another important indicator as to what direction somebody is leaning towards, where they would vote, is the perception of the leader of the party. When we ask Labour Party voters, who do they believe is a better leader, 99% of Labour Party voters believe that the leader of the Labour Party, the Prime Minister, is a better leader, as compared to 72% of the UWP people, the people who are saying that they will vote for UWP, believe that their leader is the better leader.
The survey revealed that 45% of all Roseau South voters are of the view that the constituency is better than it was 5 years ago, while 28% believe it is the same, and 27% says it is worse. 25% of the residents said they would vote for the UWP candidate Joshua Francis, while 66% said they will vote for the current parliamentary representative of the Dominica Labour Party, Honorable Ambrose George.
What can we take from those raw data? From the data, if you look at those two graphs, the one that talks about what direction the country is going and how are the people in Roseau South doing, you notice it's almost a mirror image of each other. The percentages are basically almost the same. Those that you have about 43% believe that's going in the right direction, 45% believe that they are doing better. And even more interestingly, notice 28% for the wrong direction, and about 27% people believe that it's going worse. The reason why I place those two graphs side by side is because it gives you a better perception of the person's feeling, and it highlights this point. Generally, more voters feel better and believe that the country is heading in the right direction. That's basically what it says. It's 43%, 45%. So that's one conclusion you can make from those two graphs, comparing them side by side.
Pierre noted, based on the data, if voters decided to vote for the DLP in the Roseau South constituency, it might be that they are voting because of the strength of the leadership as compared to the strength of the candidate contesting that constituency. The Roseau South constituency includes the communities of Bath Estate, Newtown, Kings Hill, Sheerdale, Louviere, Monbrose, and Emsall. Harry Spain's 2014 Diefest winner of the Kubuli Canoe Race is amped for next year's event. An excited Desmond Hector, president of the activity committee at Harry Spain's, says they are all set to defend their title next year.
We'll be back next year defending our championship, and this time we're coming even stronger, so everybody else in Suffolk better be prepared.
Meantime, Justin Pemberton, river tubing lead guide for the second place winner Wacky Rollers, has some suggestions for next year's activity. He suggested that each crew have an assigned captain and perhaps bigger boats.
Well, they should bring it out a little more and make categories, because I believe, and make Kubuli choose another boat, so give some other teams a fair chance.
Diefest climax on Sunday, July 20th at Scott's Head. And in court news, charges against Bernard Wilshire, Harolda Henry, Lyndon Marie, Nash Mitchell, and Kimana James, all implicated in a 2011 passport scam, had all charges struck off when they appeared before Magistrate Ali Gill on Monday. At least 4 of the defendants faced 14 charges of forgery, including the possession and uttering of forged Commonwealth of Dominica passports and birth certificates, while James is facing 5 charges in connection with the matter. The alleged scam occurred between August 2005 and March 2011. It is alleged that Wilshire, Henry, Marie, and Mitchell fraudulently conspired to obtain Commonwealth of Dominica passports, and at least 40 passports had been identified, some bearing names such as Mohammed, Ajid, Abda, Abdul, Ambuka, and other Islamic-based identities. On Monday, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, through Attorney Nuriah Sebastian, indicated they were not prepared to proceed and was requesting an adjournment on the grounds that the State Attorney, Athlin Nesty, who had conducted the matter, has since been transferred and the new attorney who took over is currently on sick leave. She further stated that the bundle for paper committal was incomplete. Attorney Zina Dyer, who held papers for David Bruni in the matter, said the reasons given for a request for an adjournment from the DPP's chamber was unacceptable, since this matter had been before the court for over 3 years. She also reminded Magistrate Gill that on March 25, 2014, he indicated that the matter would receive a final adjournment, and in May 2014, the office of the DPP indicated to Magistrate Bernard Paquette that the bundle for paper committal would be ready by July 21st. Dyer said on these grounds the matter should be struck off, and in the event that the DPP is ever ready, they could take the matter back to court. At least 2 other attorneys described the adjournment request as an abuse of process. Magistrate Gill said the grounds for an adjournment were insufficient, and it was unjust to have the 5 defendants appearing in court for over 3 years. On these grounds, he noted that all the charges against the defendants were struck off.